The club Tenko is going to have a night on May 13
Yeah.
dedicated to Fernanda Pivano. And here we are to ask you. She was, and she's considered like the muse who let the Italian musicians and singers, songwriters know about the Beat Generation
Yeah.
because she translated.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me how did you meet Fernanda? When was it?
Oh, I met Fernanda Pivano when she came to San Francisco with her husband, um, who was the, I think he was the designer for the original Olivetti typewriter. Ettore Sotsas was very sick, and came here to go to the hospital in Stanford, down in Palo Alto, and so Nanda came with him, of course, and she came and visited me on Potrero Hill where I was living, and I think it was just after Allen Ginsberg's Howl was published, because I have a photo of her reading Howl, and I think it's a photo of her reading the first copy of Howl.
Wow.
It would have been 1956. She was enamored of Allen Ginsberg, but not really as very much interested in the other beats. She wasn't at all interested in my poetry, for instance. She loved Gregory Corso, but it was really Allen that turned her on.
Wow.
And it wasn't Allen as a singer. Allen hadn't become a singer and a chanter until much later in his career. In 1956, when Howl was published, he just recited his poems. There was no music. It was only much later when he became attracted to Indian music, and Ravi Shankar came to this country, and Allen took up doing his poems with a harmonium. A harmonium was a squeeze box.
Yeah.
And it was very beautiful sometimes, what he did.
So you met her in that moment.
Yeah, in 1956 in San Francisco.
And what happened later? I mean,
Well, I was in contact with her over the years, and I know I was aware that she became known as the authority for the beat poets in Italy. So anything she said about the Beat Generation was taken as authentic and true. Whereas I found that many things she said about the Beats was not true. Things that she imagined. Well, things she said about me that were totally imaginary. And I think she had a lot to say about Gregory Corso and about Kerouac. She liked Kerouac very much. It was more Kerouac's novel than his poetry that Nanda liked. Kerouac's On the Road.
okay.
And Kerouac was making the connection with American jazz.
I see.
So that's the connection with the musicians in Italy. He was doing always with a Buddhist theme, like his chanting and using the harmonium. It was usually sounded like Buddhist chants, and he used to sing William Blake, the Songs of Innocence by William Blake. Allen Ginsberg would sing them with the harmonium, and they were it was beautiful. Yeah, tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of this night. What immortal hand or eye did frame thy fearful symmetry?
So Ginsberg used to play harmonium and reading these poems from William Blake.
And then he would do more and more. He would do his poems with various kinds of sound, various music. Like he had a poem called "Don't Smoke." Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. And he would do it with the drums. So, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. It went on like that forever. When the voices of children are heard in the land. That's William Blake. I wish I had the harmonium. When the voices of children are heard in the land. And my heart is at rest within my breast, and everything else is still. When the voices of children are heard in the land, and everything else is still, and all the hills echo it. What about down the lower left? I can't see anymore.
Is a big book or?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a collection.
Yeah.
The Essential Neruda, Harmonium, Ferlinghetti, Œil ouvert, Cœur ouvert, Coney Island of the Mind. Oh, the Italian version. Federico Garcia Lorca, Europa in Limbo, Le Fleur Humaine. No. So under Blake, there is Italian poetry. Batos, Barzelletta, Belgian, Battle of the Ancient and Moderns, Beat Poets. Oh, online I can find it very easily. Well, go and play till the light fades away. And then go home to bed. The little ones.
And all the hills echo it. That's it, right?
Yeah, you got it. Faster than the printer.
Okay. Alan had a deep voice. When the voices of children are heard on the green, and laughing is heard on the hill, my heart is at rest within my breast, and everything else is still. Then come home, my children, the sun is gone down, and the dews of night arise. Come, come, let us play, and let us away, till the morning appears in the sky. No, no, let us play, for it is yet day, and we cannot go to sleep. Besides, in the sky, little birds fly, and the hills are all covered with sheep. Well, well, go and play till the light fades away, and then come home to bed. The little ones slept and shouted and laughed, and all the hills echoed, 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 all the hills echoed, all the hills echoed, and all the hills echoed. Alan would get the whole audience singing this chorus. And all the hills echoed, and all the hills echoed, all the hills echoed, all the hills echoed.